I'm going to try to say this the best I can because it's hard to explain. This is one of the very first voice memos because I forgot I had this on this phone. Anyway, I don't know if I pause this, if it'll stop because I don't necessarily want to keep going. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I saw if it worked or not. Anyway, I am going to pause it for 1 second and get back to what I was thinking. A good and short way to put this is that source creation, God, what I call God, what we are, is acting through human beings in a way where we know this already, but this is a way to put it so people can understand. It's not that anyone is doing anything right or wrong at all, but what's happening is that source creation enjoys creation, whether it's good, bad, right, wrong, whatever we call it, whether it's repeated a billion times or done for the first time and something new, something old, something whatever. Okay? Well, it's not that, what could an ant do that people can't do? Well, from its level of living and its perspective, it can only do certain things, and it communicates a certain way, and it acts a certain way, and it does certain things. It manipulates the air and the land and all that kind of stuff, making anthills and digging into the ground, and, it has its interaction with the world, too. So it also, through source creation's view, it's not doing anything right or wrong. It's just living and experiencing. It doesn't feel through a body is how we feel. What we don't want to do is become machines and robots and lose the ability to feel and think for our own sensitive mind so that we can feel it as we experience it. Because if you don't feel it, you don't really enjoy it as much. So yeah, you could have a computer chip in your body, but it's not going to heighten your sensitivity at all. In fact, it's going to regulate your sensitivity because it's going to go into the chip. And what happens when we do that is that, like, some people don't want to do it. And energy itself continues to grow somehow. So if we don't start expanding the human mind, which is the only next option that we need to do in a way where we can expand and continue to grow and evolve in a way that we haven't yet, in my experience. Well, we need to work on how the human being, what we can call the human being, is able to create, think, and communicate between ourselves in a unique way compared to other animals. Other animals travel in packs, yes. Other animals, dig dens and have herds and swarms and stuff like that. But we do so many unique things as human beings that we can communicate, and we can also study other things and explain the swarming and the migrating and the things that other species do. That's what makes us unique. See, and we explain those things, so we create them. Because those things are all elements of the earth that have used the mind, and the human beings have explained them. Whether we seem, like I said, right or wrong, we are communicating it to each other in a way that is more understandable. The way ants and bugs and animals explain human beings, or what we call human beings, to each other is in a way that we wouldn't understand. But I have understood that on a weird level that I can't explain to people because they don't get it. But they have us sort of all wrong, but in a way sort of all right, because most people are very disregardant of the feelings or the intentions or the deservingness to live of other beings and animals and bugs and just other things in human beings. Most people don't even care about other human beings that much. But like, I have had that experience, so I do know how it feels or is to experience from the level of all creatures, all plants, all minerals, all elements. It's just such a hard thing to try to explain. So then when people are like, oh, you can't experience past the fourth dimension and all this kind of stuff, people like have heard too many sci-fi movies, and those are just things to explain. You are all dimensions within yourself. You really are. And whether you get that or not is just your ability to believe in yourself and the potential you have. I can't help if you don't believe that you have the most magnificent potential of all things, but you really do. And it's not just me saying that, it's me knowing it because I've experienced it myself, which means you definitely have it too. So That's all I really wanted to say. But there's so much more to say, but I know that these simple ways to put it is exactly what's happening. God itself, creation itself, the source that creates, doesn't judge whether it's good or bad. We do. And because we think it's good or bad doesn't mean we're right. In fact, we're wrong about everything, but we're right about everything. That's exactly how it works, whether we like it or not. So it should be harmonious, yes, because why would we think it's okay to go around hurting each other? But to the same effect, until we actually learn that, I guess it doesn't matter. Because until people really understand that it's up to us to be caring and loving to ourselves and the environment, it won't happen. And until people understand that it's up to us to care about having the ability to heal ourselves and each other instead of taking away our responsibility or any kind of duty of figuring things out and using our minds to create things. Like if we quit doing that and leave it up to devices and chips and robots and technology, we endanger ourselves as not living anymore. And human beings are the gateway between mineral non-experiencing of life, like a rock that can't feel but can emote, like think feelings but not physically feel, that kind of stuff, things that can hurt emotionally but not physically. That starts happening. And when that happens, they terrorize and torture and torment everything because they can't physically feel. They can only emotionally feel. And we don't know what that means. But when it does happen, it's horrible. So people may not understand what I'm saying, but I've been there. And we don't want to do this again. So we have to stop with the AI. And it's the way that we're doing it, at least. Then we start using our actual minds, and we start doing things with it. So take it or leave it. It's not a joke, but people just don't understand. They need to start thinking deeply like this because it's happening whether you like it or not. Computers are a big thing, and your brain is way more powerful. I'm there. Computers don't compute what I'm saying. I can say them in the phones. They can track me. They can say whatever. But they're not getting me because I've been beyond this time of existence. I've been beyond this frame in a time-space continuum reality. I've been in all of them. I am all of them. I'm seeing myself show up as vocal patterns. I know that I'm all things around me and all things within me. And that's true. And it's also happening with any ear that ever hears this recording. And it's also true with any eyes that ever see the person that represents where I'm coming from. It is the way it is. And every single thing alive is worthy of your love and respect. And it itself needs to find that in itself to be harmonious with other things to get that love and respect. Because if you hate things and don't care and just don't try, what do you expect? I mean, just really think about it. That's all we need to do. Love you guys.